All right, we gotta talk about Granblue Fantasy versus Rising because the game has been out for me. I've played the early access, of course. It's going to be out for everybody tomorrow, and I just wanted to talk about my overall experience with the game. And I gotta say, it's been really nice. It's been really fun. In fact, it's been way better than what I was expecting. Personally, I was just expecting it to be something like, okay, I'm just going to play online and it's going to be fun. The product as a whole is extremely solid. It's like really top tier. I'm super happy with this product right now. So we got to talk about a bunch of things. There's a lot of things that are really important to look at. We can talk about the first things first, right? You know, we have the play, the offline modes, all the things here that are really cool. You have the online, you have all the little things like profile, community, and then you have a store. So let's talk about the single player content first, because that's pretty good. They have a lot of things here. Well, actually, technically not a lot, but the few things are here are pretty solid. So arcade mode is pretty good. I've done it. And I've completed it yesterday with Beelzebub. The first day I didn't. I got my ass absolutely destroyed by the by the CPU. But yeah, it's been pretty good. The thing with arcade mode is that you do it for the sake of like some small rewards. So at the end of arcade mode, you just get like an illustration. But there are two illustrations that you can get, right? The first illustration, you get it if you don't fill up the conditions. So there are some conditions that you have to go through. If you just regularly do the arcade mode without thinking about it, you're gonna get that reward. And the final boss of that version of the arcade mode is Beelzebub. Now if you do all the conditions, you fill up all the conditions that they want you to do, there's a secret boss that you can get. That time it's not going to be Beelzebub. You're going to fight Avatar Belial first, and then there's another boss. I don't really want to spoil it, even though it's been around, everybody's been talking about it, but for the video I don't really want to talk about it. I'm going to keep it for the people who haven't played the game or who haven't watched even any videos on that aspect of the game. So there's a secret boss fight. That's all I'm going to say. The conditions are pretty much that you have to collect some feathers during the fights. In order to collect feathers, you have to beat every single, you have to win every fight without losing a single round, first of all. But on top of it, you also have to kill your opponent with like an SSBA or an SBA, like one of your supers. So the thing is, I don't know if it's tied to the difficulty. Personally, I've played all the fights on Nightmare difficulty, so the hardest difficulty of the game. And I'm not going to lie to you, the CPU has hands. Be careful. Don't underestimate the CPU. It got the hands, like real hands. So watch out for that. So overall, you just do it for an illustration. So like right here, right? This was the one that I got when I didn't fill up the conditions. And this is the one you get when you fill up the conditions. So I don't know how it is for every other character, but my assumption based on this, I don't know, man. If you have a waifu, you might want to do it. You might want to go through it. Anyways, so that's pretty much what you get for the arcade mode. It's pretty nice. Another thing that is really important when it comes to the single player content is that there's the story mode. So the story mode, I didn't do anything with it. I didn't even enter the story mode menu. So I'm going to do it for this video. But as always, of course, it carries over all the things that you had in the previous game. This is actually, it's showing it right here because I'm just recording right now. I'm just entering the story mode for the first time. These are all the skills, the abilities that you get from the old story mode from the previous game. And I've got them all, of course. And now you have access to all these characters, all the terms, and all this stuff. So I don't know yet about the second part, but apparently from what I've heard, in the free-to-play edition, you have access to this part of the story. So this is the entire story mode of the previous game. You can skip all of these things too. Now this is not for the free-to-play edition, but for the full game, if you have access to it and you never played the old game, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do these two. You can just skip to this part immediately, and that's really cool. So that's something that you have to know when it comes to the story mode. Story mode is also cool, of course. based on the previous game. They have crazy boss fights. They have like FF14 style mechanics. Basically, it's really awesome. So yeah, digital figure, I messed a little bit with it. They really don't give you much to start with in the digital figure mode. You have to unlock it later on as you play the game. So let's talk about the next important thing. I'm not going to talk about online yet. Hey, why is she back? Leave me alone. All right, so let's talk about the other things. We're going to talk about the little area later on. But a very, very important aspect of this game is character levels. You see this little menu here? This one is super important. So your characters have levels. The more you play them, basically, the more they level up. You can play like single player content and they will level up as well. But you get more XP from playing online, basically, right? The more you play online, the more you get levels. As you can see here, my Beelzebub is level 217. So I got a bunch of rewards for Beelzebub already. I got a color, an EX color for some of my weapons. So an EX color for the weapons, right? I have this weapon, for example, Crimson Finger. You can have a different color for it, which is this one. It's a different variation. You just press on the weapon skin when you select your character. You just press R1 and then it turns into this, right? So it's pretty simple. But the more you level up, the more you get all these things, and they're really important, right? Of course, towards the end, that's when you get all the cool stuff. You get all these cool weapon skins. But you can unlock colors, you can unlock card designs for your profile and stuff like that. It's really cool. You can unlock weapon tickets, so you draw the gacha. I have to do that also. I didn't do it yet. But yeah, you get a bunch of things, right? Of course, they give you rupees. They're very important things. Really, really important. So yeah, you want to pay attention to that. So if you have a favorite character, you want to level them up to level 500. So that's basically the idea. This whole section of the profile part is how you customize your experience of the entire game. It's really cool. There's a bunch of things to do, and I like it. I really, really enjoy the entire aspect of that part. The other part now that is really, really cool about this game, I love this part. So it's the Rupee Shop. The Rupee Shop has a ton of things. So if you are really interested in unlocking most of the things in the game, this is where you come. There's a bunch of things. You have character colors, of course. For example, you have all these things. These they come with the game. I don't know if they come with the game because I have the deluxe edition, but my guess is eventually you have to unlock them. Of course, you can get most of them by just leveling up. You see the little LV symbol next to the rupees, to the currency. That means you can unlock them by leveling up. However, there are other colors that you cannot get by leveling up. You have to use your rupees on this. So something that is interesting about the shop too is this part, special content. This is where you can get skins for characters, actually. Like character skins are obtainable in the game. I don't know now because obviously I bought the deluxe edition to have the early access, and it came with this Gran and Jita skin, right? The Eternal skins. I don't know if you have the standard edition. I don't know if you're going to be able to unlock them, but you might just be. For example, one skin that I didn't have initially was this one, and it was 2,500 rupees. So I just had to spend my money on it. I don't know if it's the case. I don't know if it's the case for these skins also, if they're available just like that, if you're able to get them with rupees. If that's the case, I'm going to be really happy because I made a whole video about the Narmaya skin that was going to be a Battle Pass reward. The Battle Pass is not out yet. They said it's going to be out later, shortly after the game comes out. We don't know exactly when, but eventually that would happen. But the Battle Pass has the Narmaya skin, right? If we have the Narmaya skin in the Battle Pass, I don't know if it means that it can be accessible through this shop. But if it is, then that's really good, right? That's really, really good. Anyways, so you can buy a bunch of things. You can even buy stages, right? You can buy stages. You don't have necessarily to buy them through, I don't know, maybe the PSN, the PlayStation Store. I don't know. I don't know what will be exclusive to the PlayStation Store or what will be exclusive to the game, but it's good that we have access to these things. At least it's good that we have things that we can have in the game. So I'm excited to see how they will update the game and how they will add more content to it, like what will be available for us to buy with the rupees rather than with our real money, right? So that's the thing that we have to look forward to. Anyways, it's really cool on and all, but now we have to talk about the online. Online is great. Online is awesome. I love it. So we have the online lobby. I might as well just go in there because you have access to everything through the lobby, right? So I'll just go here. There's already a bunch of people. So the lobby is really awesome. The reason why is because in the lobby you can do a bunch of things, right? Of course you have mini games, you have things like the crane game. I didn't play it yet. I'll do it just for the sake of this video. You have to spend 50 rupees. I don't want to spend rupees, by the way. That's a lot. 50 is a lot. But I'll do it. Oh my god. I have to control it myself. Okay, what do I want? I want the golden Grimnir skin. Let's try to get it. I think I messed up. Hey! Cool. So this is another thing that's really important to know about the crane game. The crane game has exclusive rewards. So you cannot get this. For example, this color is not possible to get it by leveling up Grimnir. It's not also possible to get it by going through the Rupee Shop. You have to get it through the crane game. You see, they have the PlayStation color for Vera in the corner there. You have to get it through this. So it's crazy. This thing is brutal, by the way. I mean, that's really cool. I'm not going to spend more. 50 is a lot. I've spent a lot of money on this already. So color 17 is unlocked. That's really awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is for the crane game. So you have to do it if you want to unlock some of the other rewards. There's also digital figure stuff that you can get through it. There's also stuff for your character card or your profile and stuff like that. Jukebox. Basically, you can just change, you know, the song that is playing in the lobby. Right? So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I don't want to listen to this song. I don't want to listen to that song. So that's one thing that you can do in the lobby. Another thing that you can do in the lobby is this. You can enter Granblues directly from the lobby. You can queue. This is the queue button, and this is the Granblues menu, basically. So you have access to that from the lobby as well. You can also use these green arcade machines here that were in the beta. These are there to access, I believe, ranked matches and casual matches. So that's really cool too. You have access to that through the lobby. So the lobby is huge. You also have some kind of leaderboard in the lobby. You can see people with like the most amounts of consecutive wins. Somebody up there has 52 consecutive wins. So that's crazy. Either they're playing a really long set or they're incredibly good at the game. Either way, they're probably really good. That's pretty much it for the lobby. There's not much to say. I mean, it's a lobby. It's just really fun to be around. And I think if you want to just play the game online, it's probably a good option to just be in the lobby because, I mean, there's a lot of people around. You can play with the people that are here. Or if you don't want to play them, you just play here. And you just queue from the lobby into ranked matches. That's nice. Alright, here we are in the training mode. So the training mode is also pretty nice. They have a bunch of settings that you want to look at. For example, of course, you want to be able to see the hit properties. You want to see character behavior or stuff like that, right? But more importantly, you really want to have access to the frame information. This is the most important thing, frame data, right? So you have it in the corner there. So if I press a move, I can see 17 frames, minus 17, plus 8 on hit, 5 frame. So it's a 5 frame starter, right? You can even see it on block. Right, 5 frames and then plus 4. So it's really nice. You have access to so much. You can see a bunch of things here. On top of that, they have a lot of things because the training mode serves as a tutorial basically. So if you play a character and you don't really know what they're doing, you're like, oh, I'm interested in this character, I don't really know what they're doing. You go to character guide, they have the command list tab, they have the SBA gauge skills, and they have character explanation. So this is where they explain kind of the idea of the character, and you can press square and they give you even some strategies at different ranges, right? So up close, you know, and there you go. And they have like different sections, right? What the character can do up close. The close range L, really good. The close range H, really good because you can throw off of it too. And then you have Anthem, really cool stuff, right? And then you have this too, Black Flies, Chaos Caliber, Unisonic. These are your specials for mid-range. That's how you know if a character is really good at like mid-range or long range or whatever, right? So that's the idea. Basic combos, they have all these things. They're pretty good actually, the basic combos. They show you some things that are pretty interesting too. For example, we can watch this one real quick. With the dash in the 2H. They also have situational training. So situational training is for basic mechanics in general, and also some strategies for, you know, the mechanics too, how you use them, how you use hard knockdowns, how you do like just block, things like that. There's a bunch of things too. They show you how to punish with punishing, all these things. And then they have also character specific strategies, hit confirming with Gran, gaining advantage, frame traps, all this stuff. Matchup training. So matchup training, I would say, is it's not very in-depth. I guess it's also because they don't want to overwhelm new players, but this gives you a basic explanation of some special moves or some situations that characters can put you in, and how you counter them. So for example, something that was actually useful here for me was against Nier. So Nier is a pretty problematic character. We'll talk about her a bit later, but her SSBA is a counter attack, right? But it doesn't work the way you think it works. You don't have to attack her specifically, right? You just have to press an attack button, whatever it is. If you press a button, it will hit you no matter where you are on the screen. It doesn't matter if it's on her directly or not. They show you some situations against her where you can actually hit her puppet, and it's pretty useful. So some of these situations are pretty good. I just wish that it was a bit more in depth. Like they would have at least 4 situations per character, but they only have 2, which is okay. Especially if they don't want to overwhelm new players right away. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown for our training mode. We can talk about the characters too now. Especially the new ones. Alright, let's talk about the characters real quick, right? Because, of course, there's a bunch of things. There are too many characters already in this game. I've realized playing ranked, I don't know majority of these characters, especially the characters that came out later in Granblue Fantasy Versus. Like, I don't know anything about Vera. I've realized I don't know anything about this character. I don't know anything about 6. Avatar Belial, who is this guy? I have no clue. So a lot of these characters for me, I'm still discovering. I'm going through a discovery phase for a lot of things. And even characters that existed before in Granblue, they do things that I have no clue how to defend against any of this. Like Lancelot, I fought a Lancelot online in ranked. I got washed, absolutely destroyed. So there's a lot of things to learn. And now that we have access to the frame data and stuff like that, also in training mode, I forgot to mention, you can watch your own replays directly from the training mode. So that's cool. But playing against Lancelot, was rough, man. But yeah, so Grimnir, we have to talk about the newer characters, right? Grimnir is really cool. So I messed with him a little bit in the training mode. He seems to be pretty difficult to play. Like, he has a lot of different strategies that you have to adapt to because of his mechanic. It puts the seals on the screen, and then you have to know where you are actually going to land with the seals, basically. It's a little bit difficult to explain right now, but overall he has a lot of mobility options. It's kind of hard to control and to manage because you have so many options, right? So you have to be aware. He's going to take a lot of, like, what do people say, high maintenance. That's basically, I think, the character, that's how he will be. Nier is another character. You see the 2 stars down there? Don't believe that. She's a 5-star character. This character, I think, she's a problem. I don't like her at the moment because I think she's a little bit overtuned, in my opinion. Now it's just day -1, basically. Well, day -3, I guess. But this character so far has been quite a problem, I would say. Her basic game plan is incredibly strong. She pretty much just presses crouching medium, and then you just lose the match. It doesn't matter if you block it or if you don't block it. She will put you in a situation where you just have to hold that the whole time. Cheap damage. You cannot dodge in. You have to spot dodge a lot of her things. Even if you spot dodge a lot of her things, she's either safe or you're still getting hit because she has a lot of multi-hitting moves. Multi-hitting means that she's building a lot of meter too. This character is insane. Her normals are crazy good too. She's just insane. On top of that, she has a dash attack that is a cross up and an overhead at the same time. So it's messed up. It's really, really difficult to fight against this character. I would like to say she's a knowledge check, but she just kills you. A knowledge check, at least you have to be aware of a situation. Even if you're aware of a situation against her, she just kills you. So her reward is insane. Mid-screen, in the corner, whatever. She's just a god right now. So this character, if you really like her, I would say now is the best time to play her. Personally, I despise her, man. But it is what it is. I mean, it's not like Granblue, the first game released with characters that were fair. Gran was a little criminal himself. Lancelot was a god. Fairy, an absolute demon. So yeah, the game started also with a lot of characters that were like that. So if you like a character, just pick them. And if you want to win, just pick Nier. She's fun. She's fun, and she's also interesting in general, right? Despite being, I would say, busted, she's also really cool. So she has a lot of interesting stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown. I would say I'm really enjoying the game. I'm having a lot of fun. And also the skins, character skins, they add a lot to the game, I would say. Like, having skins in the game makes you hype for your character, your own character. Because, oh, what if my character gets a skin, right? Every character has the option to change the skin. So it means that eventually every character will have something. We just don't know at what rate they are going to release the skins. But it seems like they might do it pretty fast, actually. Oh. Well, see, Lyria is here to tell us that we have to talk about the partners too. So the partners are also an interesting system. I like Belial as a partner because he says a lot of weird things that catch me off guard, but they're just around to just say some things, you know, when you're in the menus. It's really cool. I like the partner system too. So, but if you don't want them, you can just disable them by pressing here and it's going to be fine. But yeah. We also have these collab partners. The Uma Musume. But yeah. Oh, speaking of which, you can also change the portrait of your character in the character select. So if you want, like, I don't know, Granblue versus Rising, Granblue versus Gran, and then Eternal skin, you can choose that, right? I bought the one for Beelzebub because I prefer him like this overall because of the wings, but he also has this, so it's cool. Who else? The Vera portrait, right? You can change the things that you want to change. Basically, you can really fully customize your experience with this game, so It's really nice. That's another thing I really enjoy about it. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. The game is really fun. There's a lot of cool things to do. I like watching. I've watched some replays too from other players, so I can learn. I can steal some tech. I've seen some nasty stuff with Beelzebub already. I'm gonna try it out. I'm excited. I'm excited to spend a lot of time with this game. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you have questions about things that you don't know, you're unsure of before picking up the game, let me know too. I'll do my best to answer as fast as I can because the game is coming out. I should have probably made this video earlier. Shut up. Anyways, that's it for the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.